Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm going to be reviewing, analysing, critiquing and showing you my technique for my high intensity carnivore muscle building workout. This is a lower body workout. So as you can see here, I'm gripping lightly onto the handles, tucking my legs in, making sure that my ankles are flexed. So my shin is actually flexed upwards, my calf is relaxed basically. I'm making sure I'm keeping my lower back flush against the pad, which I'll say my abdomen, so you won't see my hips raise, at least too much in this movement. Now what I'm doing is I'm not stuffing my eyes and face and mouth into the pad. I'm trying to keep a little bit of a gap, just so I can breathe properly. I notice the cadence, I'm using about a 10-second up, something like that, roughly. 1, 2, 3, a 3-second pause at the hardest part, which is where you're lifting your ankle towards your tailbone. So notice I'm not pausing at the bottom, I'm not letting it relax, there's no tension much at all. I'm only going to do a heart thrust here, but this is still effective, still does something. Fast twitch muscle fibers are being activated, so it's doing its job. There we go, lower, nice, and slowly. See, we have a seated leg extension. What I like to do is I like to actually put like a pad or some sort of piece of rubber beneath my knees. Therefore it lengthens the end point position, so when my knees are bent at the most furthest point. Therefore I get the most flexion across the quadriceps. It also helps me keep planted in the seat because the central of gravity is lower where my glutes are versus where my knees are. I keep my toes dead straight, I don't have them out or in. I just keep everything dead straight, and you can see here I'm actually using the stack, which is why I'm shaking so much. Effective movement. What I'm trying to do is imagine that I'm kicking a football, but not just kicking it like extending my knees. I'm also want to try and like drive through, so like that, like you're kicking a football. You'll find you get a bit more upper quad activation as well. When I say upper quad, I mean the detailed bit in the middle, the front. Obviously. The same principle here, I'm not trying to grip the handles too tight. The harder you grip them, the harder you'll perceive the exercise to be, which is not helpful. You only want to perceive it as hard as it actually is. Notice there I'm well, it's a quarter up really, but I'm holding it for as long as possible. Still maintain good breathing. Can no longer hold the weight. Partial reps, done. That was it. So now we have the seated leg curl. Pretty self-explanatory kind of movement. But with this I'm actually trying to expand on the lengthened range, so I'm actually bringing my lower back and upper torso closer towards my knees. Therefore the stretch and the hamstrings is greater. You can kind of see here in the picture the split between the hamstrings and calves and quads and all sorts of things, but you can see here the muscles are being activated properly. The hard part about this movement is breathing when you're sort of flexed up forwards like this, but you only really need to do this when you're using a very heavy weight. If you're using 40 kilos, you probably don't need to sort of really scrunch down so hard, but just trying to keep myself in the seat. And it shouldn't be rickety as well, you should be flush against the pad, at least the knee pad. I'm just cranking out that half rep there. Same as the leg extension pretty much, but I can't hold it obviously very long. Might do some partials, we'll see. So I've still got tension on the hamstring there. I'm trying to do that like quarter rep even. It's not working, guys. Partial reps. These are the ones that burn you out and really stimulate your appetite. Introducing Beef Up Carnivore Bodybuilding Bible. The ultimate guide for men and women to lose fat and build muscle. And the best part, it's only $12. Don't miss out on the most detailed resource available. Get your copy now at compositionconsultant.com. So here we have a banded hack squat. So I think I'm using like 2 plates aside here. It's not a massive amount of weight, but I find the band, basically what it does is it lowers the resistance profile at the bottom, and that's where my strength curve personally isn't very good. It's not a case of build up on weaknesses, it's a case of me having a cracked fused spine with rods and plates put in it. So it's a safety element I added in to my training. Well, there's another cripple. There we go. It's my friend Brett, a professional bodybuilder. Also my sports martial arts therapist. Very good. So notice here the cadence. I'm going up a bit quicker. I find if I stay too long in that bottom half position, it does tend to aggravate my back a little bit. So it's just a tempo change that I've made. But I'm still controlling the eccentric, as you can see, very, very, very safely. My toes are pointed slightly outwards. When I say slightly, I mean an inch out. They're not duck squats. Nothing like that. But notice here, my range of motion for a 6'1" guy is very, very, very good. You can't get lower than that without rounding your spine completely. So I'm maintaining good mobility the best I can. And the way you do that is by training in that mobile section of movement. So you train in a way that matches what you want to achieve in the gym. I want to achieve deep squats so I can get big ass legs. So there we go, that's how I train. So that was a forced rep, so I added a bit of assistance there.
Thank you. See you Monday.
Just rest pausing it here. I don't usually go this hard into a set, but I felt like it today. Thought for you guys, my treat. 1, 2, 3. So this is the only movement really for legs I can really do quite safely, where I can still lock out easily, and I can also add in a variation where it intensifies the movement. So through, forced reps using my hands to push my knees basically. Notice the cadence here is tough. I'm like gritting my teeth to hell. 1, 2, 3. I've not got it. I'm stuck. And that's how you train to failure, guys. It doesn't get harder than that unless someone pushed the weight down on me and crushed me faster than I already got crushed. Next we have here a lower back extension / hip extension, whatever you want to call it. The key here for me is making sure I flex through my glutes and hamstrings first, then try to extend my lower back very slightly so I get a slight cramping muscle activation kind of sensation. I'm not trying to rush the weight up at all because that will destroy my back instantly. I have to train this cadence, especially this sort of movement. I'm actually using a 20 kilogram plate to add resistance. Build up to it over time. You don't have to use weight. Some people would never use weights for this, and it's completely fine. It's all about your strength profiles, what you need to do to get the right tension in the right places. Oh, a bit of groin there. Hello. Yeah, and there's my glute shaking. That's what all my sets look like, guys. They're all that hard. All of them. Every single time. The hardest part about this one is breathing and gripping the weight. It's like you just want to switch off and forget it almost. So there, my glutes are done. So I'm using my lower back now. Whatever's left of it anyway. There we have it, lowering slowly. Right, now here we've got the wall sit. This is the challenger. I usually tag this sort of exercise near the end of workouts because it's hard and it's not too physically taxing. It's almost a compound movement, but it's a simple exercise because you're just staying still. But it allows you to work really hard, focus, doesn't overwork your lungs too much. Just remember to breathe, keep your chin up, and bend so you're about 90 degrees against your knees and 90 degrees with the wall. The way I try to do it is just go slightly below just to make it a bit harder. One little tip you can do is put your hands on the outside of your quads or thighs, or knees even, and just slightly push outwards, but use your hands as resistance. That will add to the gluteus stimulus if you want to add more glute muscle. So it's worth giving it a try. It does burn you out a lot though. These are hard ones to do, especially if you do them properly. I think I'm doing this one for about 2 minutes or so. So you might notice here the knee that's on the left side of the screen. So my right knee basically. It shakes about around a bit more than the left. That's because of my hip problems. But I go as hard as I can, safely as I can, pretty much. You too can get one of those nice t-shirts in the gym. Very affordable. They're on my channel if you haven't seen them yet. Something like $20, $25, something like that. So I'm struggling now. Because I'm autistic, I don't express the pain as much in my face as I should, but that was exhausting and really hard work. I'm done. Next we have the hack squat calf raises. We didn't have a proper calf machine at my gym. This will do. The only thing is you do have to load it up, or I do, with about 5 or 6 plates aside, just to get enough weight on there. Again with the band, so I still maintain some tension at the top. The tension here is basically, the intention is basically to press your toes against the pad and bring your ankle towards your knee. That's all you think about when you're doing it, really, whilst keeping the knee angle straight. But when I say straight, I don't mean straight as in absolutely 180 degrees straight. I mean maybe 150, 160 degrees, slight bend in the knee, but not so much that your knees are completely bent. So that way you can activate the gastrocnemius and coeruleus fully, or at least as well as you can, given the exercise at hand. So one thing here is you don't need to actually unlock or unrack the weights, because it adds to the safety element if they're already in the right place. So all I have to do is obviously go down, squat down slightly, then I can rack it when I'm ready and it's safe to do so. You can see here all the interesting muscle fibers on the side of the calf activate, and that kind of shows you it is working. A lot of people don't, the calves don't really move when you actually see the silhouette underneath it when they train. They just bounce up and down, but the control here is on definitely on the eccentric phase and the concentric phase. But I do spend some time at the very bottom, you might notice. So I'm doing half reps now, obviously, like just partials. Gets me a bit more stimulus. But I'm doing, I think, okay, flex my toes, flex my toes, flex my toes. So these sets usually last about 2.5 minutes. And they're tough. Really bloody tough. So there we have it. My carnivore muscle high intensity lower body workout. Myself, Jonathan, hopefully enjoyed that. If you want any extra tips and advice, check out my channel, subscribe if you haven't already. And there is a section, a playlist on my channel for free information, which you can access, which gives you a host of videos just like this where I narrate it and talk to you about different things. Check out my ebook while you're there. Actually visit my website, competitionconsultant.com. Free ebooks, paid ebooks, coaching, diet plans, training plans, consultations, all affordable, all very, very reasonable compared to the market right now, at least my competitors online. You do get tremendous value, honestly, and anyone that's actually bought anything from me will be able to vouch for that. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Remember to hit like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Cheers.
Build muscle and lose fat on the carnivore diet.